and I decided to close the restaurant fully. I had about 5 days at home to explore some opportunities to see what I could do, and then I still remember that I had a chicken griller in place, and I said, why not take this as the best opportunity and try to turn this mess into something goldy. So my name is Davy. I am from Holland and the Philippines. You can call me a jalapeno. I've lived in both countries for about 8 years, and in between I did 5 years in Taiwan. So how I became a chef? Honestly, my mom was in the catering business for a long time. Maybe that's some inspiration from there. And after that, I ended up in Taiwan as an English teacher for a while. And I was always cooking every day. I was always involved in food somehow or some way. It was not something that I enjoyed doing. It's just something that I was doing all the time naturally. After that, I ended up with a slight accident where I was in the hospital for 3 months in Taiwan. And I had to have some self-realization. What do I want to do in the next 10 years? Did I want to become an English teacher for the rest of my life? Or do I want to pursue something more? And that's when I decided to actually go back to Philippines and take the culinary a little bit serious. And I took a 1-year diploma course in culinary. And that's how I ended up in Myanmar. I was very lucky, let's say, to have met somebody who was in the Philippines during the time that offered me a job here in Myanmar, and without second guessing, I thought I was going to the Maldives. I said yes, and here I am now. Affected me into cooking, I'm not sure, but I've definitely been able to taste food from different cultures. I've been, how do you say it? I've been able to taste from spiciness from Southeast Asia to savory dishes in Europe, let's say. So my taste buds is also very multilingual, I would say. Probably. I like to work a little bit with fusion, confusion. So my inspiration always when it comes to cooking is trying to create something Asian but using Western cooking techniques, or the other way around. Yeah, just like how I am. I came to Myanmar about 10 years ago. That was about 2010, if I'm correct. I started off in a resort called Pristine Lotus Spa Resort. I was there for 2 years, and then after that I was very lucky to be given an opportunity to work in one of the fine dining restaurants in Yangon. And I was given the opportunity to become the chef here at Shwe Sa Bwe restaurant. And I took the opportunity, and it was probably the best time of my life. After that, the family grew a little bit bigger. I ended up with 2 daughters. And I decided I needed to find some more income. Financially, I needed to be a little bit more stable. So I went on the corporate side of things and became a business development manager for a while, where I realized that that's maybe was an interesting opportunity. It was a great experience that I learned, but I also realized that it's not really what I personally am into. And that's how I ended up actually back at Shwe Sa Bwe restaurant and training center. So when Corona came, at first I wasn't really taking it seriously. I honestly thought it's like the common flu. We live with it, it will go away. And then I think March started to come, and it started to get more and more serious here in Myanmar. It started to get more and more serious for the businesses as well, especially for the restaurant business and the hospitality business, let's say. And then we got the information basically that we were told that we had to finally close down the restaurant for a certain period of time. It was a real bummer. I was a little bit lost, to be honest. Wasn't sure which direction I was going to take. What am I going to do? I was even considering, do I go back to Holland with my family, or do I go back to Philippines? But there's still this school to foresee. You know, so in the end we tried to do a small menu, which was a Shwe takeaway menu, but I realized that it wasn't so successful, and I decided to close the restaurant fully. I had about 5 days at home to explore some opportunities to see what I could do, and then I still remember that I had a chicken griller in place, and I said, why not take this as the best opportunity and try to turn this mess into something goldy, let's say. So look, how it's affected is actually affected it quite a bit. Unfortunately, a lot of the students had decided to go back to spend the time with their families. This was actually more the choice of their parents, which was fully understandable. Unfortunately, even half of my staff decided to go back home as they are not really from Yangon, and they prefer to be with their families as we still don't know how the situation is and how it's going to be tomorrow. Luckily, our executive chef, Chef pastry chef, Chef Ekele, and a few of our security guys have come in place and supported us into trying to create a new business for Shwe Sa Bwe at the same time. Okay, well, the new business is Didi Chicken. It's a charcoal grill chicken rotisserie. We cook it under live charcoal twice a day, and we either send it for pickup or delivery. It's a bit of an inspiration from my Filipino blood, let's say. We call it lechon manok in the Philippines. And here we call it Didi Chicken. Didi stands for Davy and Damien, basically. So back in the day, me and Damien had a little trip with a few friends to Cebu, Philippines, about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a little man trip. And we saw all these chicken rotisseries out there, and we thought that this could probably be a nice opportunity to try and experiment in Myanmar. And I didn't know that COVID would come up with this kind of opportunity for us. And here we are trying to build it up now. But this is something definitely that we're going to continue. I mean, as soon as the restaurant opens, of course, we will open the restaurants, but we will still continue with Didi Chicken. Didi Chicken will not go away. Yes, it will always be here to serve the customers. So the impact that Didi Chicken has on Shwe Sa Bwe, luckily, is I'm able to provide a salary for my chefs, for my staff as well. I'm able to provide them with a meal a day as well. I'm able to support some housing as well. And at the same time, I'm able to offset the rent at the property as well. It's not exactly fully offset, but I mean, hopefully by renting it out as well, I can offset it a little bit more to other people as well. I think what's unique about Didi Chicken is it's probably the only chicken that is being cooked under charcoal in Myanmar. Or in Yangon maybe. I'm not sure if anybody is using charcoal when they're cooking their chickens as well. And I think that's really what makes it special. That's what keeps the juiciness, and it's what keeps it tender as well at the same time. Didi Chicken is not the only business that I have to survive for sure. I mean, other opportunities that I'm looking at as well is, of course, I'm trying to see if I can build up again the Shwe Sa Bwe takeaway with the cakes and the pastries. We haven't started yet, but we hope to start in the next few weeks as well. And then the other things that we are planning now is really just studying and seeing how we can reopen as well. As now that we are hearing news that maybe we could open in the middle of May, nobody really knows, so we're really going day by day. Okay, so the cloud kitchen concept, how to say it? It's a little bit, this gives an opportunity for the property of Shwe Sa Bwe to be rented out to other people that potentially could be interested, to see if there's any opportunities in the kind of food that they would like to potentially sell to customers. Might it be that they want to open a restaurant? Might it be that they want to just have a takeaway shop? You can have that opportunity actually here in our central kitchen. I am an incubator for F&B at the moment. I'm trying to support everybody as well, right? I mean, it's very tough times for everybody. If there's anybody in need of help or support, and if they would like to rent out a small space in the kitchen, please come to us, talk, let's see what we can do, and happy to support everybody. Adapt. I think skip the sustainability, stick to adaptability, because I think we are ready for a new norm in the future, let's say. And don't lose hope, stay positive, stay strong. You know, keep a smile up it. I mean, we're from the hospitality industry. We're used to this. You know, it's not like we haven't dealt with any last-minute things in the past. This is not much different. It's just taking a little bit longer, in my opinion.